Hello, I've entitled our chat today, Arise, Joshua, Arise, Joshua. The children of Israel were nearing the end of their journey to the promised land. It had taken them the best part of 40 years since setting out from Egypt. Joshua, captain of the army and Moses, second in command, was getting anxious because Moses had gone off on a personal pilgrimage to Mount Nebo and was long overdue. And actually, Moses died up there on the mount, and God buried him in a secret place. But now Canaan lay just over the river Jordan, leaving Joshua responsible for over 1.5 million people. And suddenly God spoke to Joshua. Joshua chapter 1 verses 2, 3 and 5. Moses my servant is dead. Now therefore arise, go over this Jordan, thou and all these people, unto the land which I do give to them, even to the children of Israel. Every place that the sole of your foot shall tread upon, that have I given unto you, as I said unto Moses. As I was with Moses, so I will be with thee. I will not fail thee or forsake thee. The words of God himself. Now Joshua, never lacking in courage, was suddenly promoted to commander-in-chief and probably felt out of his comfort zone, as we say, like we all do, when responsibility has suddenly been thrust upon us and we reply, Lord, I can't do this. Apostle Paul encourages us in Philippians 4 verse 13. I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. Oh, I love the hymn of Charles Wesley. Arise, my soul, arise. Shake off thy guilty fears. The bleeding sacrifice in my behalf appears. Before the throne my surety stands. My name is written on his hands. What a wonderful old hymn. Some time ago, while reading a little book entitled Children's Letters to God, they're written in a delightful childish hand were the words, Dear Jesus, count me in, Jamie. Oh, Isaiah 11 verse 6, and the little child shall lead them. But the land had to be claimed before it could be named. Now, God is not going to give us, as they say, everything on a plate while we wait. Every step we take as a fellowship, as individual Christians, must be claimed through faith and prayer. We call this God's 2-foot rule. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. That's right. In the early days of Methodism, John Wesley once sought advice from an elderly clergyman who told him, "John, stand still and go forward." But Joshua did not go into the new land empty-handed or unprepared. He had the book of the law of Moses to guide him, night and day. Do what it says God. In verse 8, then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. So, did everything turn out just as God said it would? Yes, it did. Verse 45, there failed not aught of any good thing which the Lord had spoken unto the house of Israel. All came to pass. What about us? And that sudden responsibility that has been thrust upon us. Is it going to be, Lord, I can't do this? Joshua went on to claim new land, as we read further on indeed. We must seek to claim new life for Christ. Listen, a church is just a building, but it comes alive when people are in it, and that's our job. For there is something that even God can't do, save empty pews and bless empty seats. I close with a story from Mark Twain, the American author. And he tells the story of a man who died and went to heaven. And he said to St. Peter, I've always been interested in military history for years. Tell me, who was the greatest general of all time? Simple, said Peter, pointing to a man standing nearby. You must be mistaken, our friend replied. I knew that man on earth, and he wasn't even in the military. That's right, said Peter. But he would have been the greatest general of all time if he had been a general. Now, therefore, arise, and God bless you as you do.